Hi, I'm BZ Rieger, and it's February 2nd, 2021. And I was nudged to come out on this rainy, frosty morning to do a quantum porch sitting and play with the energies and where we are. Um, and if you tune in, see if we can get the hummy there. If you tune in, you can feel it building. So, there is absolutely a riveting storm coming, and it's building and building and building. And um, even if you're not awake to what's really going on, even if you're not in your heart, even if you have a very narrow consciousness aperture right this moment, or you know someone who does, they can feel it too. They may not know what it is, they may not understand all of it, but there is a lot of disquieting within each being. And some that disquieting, like for myself, would be described as anticipation and excitement and engines revving. Um, and okay, sometimes getting a little carried away with those engines revving, but it is palpable and it is encompassing all beings. The dogs feel it, Rose feels it, everybody in every area, every aspect of the planet is feeling it. And the hummies are feeling it. They've been very active today, like I said, on a very cold, wintry morning for them. Um, and so, what I was nudged to talk about is that unfoldment and full embodiment that we are all right on and rolling into. It's not a stopping point. We're not at a, up on a vantage point overlooking the horizon vista or down in the valley of, a battle that's going on. The battle is raging all around us. And the battle is raging within each one of us, because that's really where the only battle is. And what's the battle? It's the battle between letting your fear and the distortions and the controlling mind nature of your tangible physical vessel give way to the truth of who you are, give way to the inevitable of love absolute, which is what you are, who you are, the flow of energy that you are. And so you could hold this moment as saying that big change is on the horizon. We're already fully involved in it. We're already seeing and feeling, and it's right on our door for a lot of us. It's in past the door, and standing in our living room. So it's unavoidable, unmistakable. But we're on the threshold of big change, of beyond cosmically delicious change. And so it's time for that action. So for one could hold it as acting, action. So I'm acting, I is coming forward, the I am is coming forward, and it's turned on into what's going on. And when you're doing that, a helpful thing to remember is to stay in the solidity of your energetic, which seems kind of cross purposes, but when you're solidly in your energetic of the core vibration of who you are, when you're solidly in the energetic and solidly standing in the linear world, in that knowingness, then you won't be buffeted by the storm. If you stand in, um, come from, and give your response to whatever that may be that's coming up for you from that state of neutrality, which is the neutral point, the 0 point love absolute. When you come from that, then you can notice how the beautiful intricacy of all of the complex things that are unfolding dovetail into each other. So we're not in the well, what next phase. We're not in the waiting, because we have a knowing and seeing that it's actually presenting right along plan. We're in that phase now of taking action. And it's an interesting thing about the skewing of the language, the linear language. Um, Action could be where you're actually moving forward in a physical, linear way, doing something, going someplace, speaking something, creating something. Yes. But action that I'm talking about is where fully all of you, the entirety of your unified field, the singularity that you have completely become and now are fully fleshing out and embodying, so all of you into you, is you, the I am of you, acting on that, coming into activation, coming into fully stepping into the new you, the new creation that is your ascended physical activation in embodiment, now in these moments. So, what does that look like? One of the things that it's helpful, I think, to play with, excuse me, is if you're coming from neutrality, then there's no need to be reactive to something. If you're coming from neutrality, when you hear something that may knock a part of your thinking off stride a little, or make you worried about something, or defensive about something, or angry about something, you can notice the data coming in, notice your a part of your initial reaction to that, and just take a breath. So in that in breath, as I said the other night in a CCC, sit down on the rock for a moment and reconnect with all of you, align and become in sync with all of you, and that will help you navigate from that neutrality, from that. It's a merge of your duality and letting go of the very um, intensely dualistic portion of you. You are merging that into your multidimensionality, and you're in the moment. So past, present, and future is all right in this moment. Um, and so you are the all seeing, you are the all knowing, you are the all feeling and all encompassing. And there is a myriad of possibilities that have always existed for all beings. And actually, they're unlimited, those possibilities. And you can then bring it all into focus and choose what's the action shot, if you're doing filming, that you want to capture. What is the as I used to do in ABC Sports, what's the up close and personal story that you want to delve deeper into? Um, what is the little vignette of the moment where you're catching the atmospherics that are leading up to this amazing moment that you want to crystallize and catalyze within you, because it's the moment that changes everything. So I haven't been too specific about it, because I want each being to feel into how they're meeting that, how they're being that, how they're showing up in this moment for this. And noticing Are you reacting to something or simply connecting with it? And then choosing your response, which could be no outwardly apparent response. It could be to stay silent. So there is a moment of response which then sets you back. It could be to have a discussion. It could be to bring forward other information. It could be to smile. It could be to just emanate a wave of love. It could be to have an absolute meltdown and be angry with yourself or the other being. But in that space, in that action within yourself, before you you act on the response that you've chosen to give, you've had that moment to align with all of that. And as you see right here coming up, this tool, this toolbox, maybe it's a quantum toolbox playing, but this tool will serve you very well because the storm is wide and deep, and it will leave no one, no thing, no entity, no structure, no system, no singularity unturned, tumbled, polished, and revealed. Not a single bit, parcel, piece of any one, anything, any piece of data, none of it. And it will be one on top of the other on top of the other, and a lot of things, there will be myriad, like, matryoshka dolls, nested and nested and nested, storms within storms within storms within storms. And as they reveal, they come out. The beauty of this for me is that the complexity within each of those nested storms, the complexity in the entire storm, and what is unfolding is just astonishingly beautiful. Even if one could also have a perception and hold it as very dark or very evil or very awe inspiring or very awesome in its magnitude and brilliance and light, and a combination of all those different things. But in that moment when you can hold this tool and wield this tool with the way that you know how to do it, you have practiced your entire existence for these very moments, and they're right here, right now. So finish up polishing up, get everything organized in for your own way about how you want to do it. Look around and notice. Be and stand in your action, your I am knowing. And let's do this. We've got it. I love you.